November 1944. Hürtgen Forest, Germany. A maze of trees, mines, fog, and a silent promise whispered by German commanders. The Americans will not leave this forest alive. The US Army expected a difficult fight. They didn't expect this. The Hürtgen was not a battlefield. It was a trap, a dark, suffocating labyrinth where every tree hid shrapnel, every path hid mines, and every ridge hid German guns dug deep into the earth. Fog choked the treetops. Rain turned the ground into mud that swallowed boots whole. And somewhere in the silence, German artillery waited, patient, precise, always watching. The Americans entered anyway. They moved in long columns that broke apart almost instantly. Radio static filled the air. Maps were useless. Trails twisted into dead ends. And the forest, the endless, unforgiving forest, swallowed sound, men, and hope. The first explosions came without warning. A single shell detonated above the tree line, sending wood shards sharp as daggers down on the U.S. infantry. It wasn't just artillery. It was the forest itself becoming a weapon. Men dove into mud. Helmet rims rang like struck bells. Blood mixed with rainwater. And in those first minutes, the Americans realized why the Germans were so confident. This was their terrain, their rules, their home. Still, the U.S. pushed deeper. Patrols fought for ridges that offered no advantage. Platoons vanished in fog. Machine guns barked from bunkers carved directly into hillsides. Every advance cost an entire squad. Every tree felt like an enemy soldier waiting to strike. And yet they did not stop. One night, a small U.S. unit stumbled on a German strongpoint. Steel doors, concrete walls, interlocking fields of fire. The kind of position designed to hold off entire battalions. The Germans opened fire first, a wall of bullets slicing through branches. But the Americans charged anyway, crawling through mud, dragging wounded comrades, firing at flashes they could barely see. By dawn, the Germans pulled back. A fortress had fallen to men who refused to fall themselves. Word spread across German lines. The Americans should have broken by now, but they hadn't. Not after days without sleep. Not after rations ran low. Not after rain froze into ice on their coats. The forest kept trying to break them, and they kept walking back into it. The turning point came when U.S. forces finally seized a key ridge overlooking the German defensive web. It wasn't glorious. It wasn't clean. It was raw, cold, desperate, fighting grenades thrown at 10 paces, rifles jammed with mud, soldiers screaming for medics in the dark. But once the ridge fell, German commanders knew the truth. The Americans were not going to lose this battle. They were going to survive it. And surviving meant victory. When the Americans finally emerged from the Hürtgen, they did not cheer. They did not smile. They simply walked out, soaked, hollow-eyed, carrying the memory of a forest that tried to kill them and failed. Germany said America would lose. The terrain said America would lose. Even the weather said America would lose. But the soldiers didn't listen. And sometimes, in war, victory isn't measured in ground taken, but in the fact that you are still standing.